So today I'm going to show you how we make our homemade Italian dressing. You can certainly go to the store and buy the packets, but you can make your own dressing for a fraction of the cost. Plus, the dried packages you get at the store have sugar in them, and we don't put sugar in ours. And you can reduce the amount of salt. So first you're going to start out. This will make enough for 16 bottles of dressing. And our first ingredient is going to be garlic powder. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of garlic powder to our jar. The bowl is for something else here in a minute. So we have 3 tablespoons of granulated garlic. A little more. And we're going to have 3 tablespoons of onion powder. I buy this in bulk at our grocery store. They have a large bulk section for spices, and I just put them in my jars. Save a lot of money doing it that way. And now, a friend had told me that if I really wanted to bring the flavor out in dehydrated herbs and spices, to grind them before I add them. So we're going to now have 4 tablespoons of Italian seasoning in our bowl. Two tablespoons of dried oregano. A tablespoon of black pepper. You wouldn't have to add the pepper to this, but I like the pepper because it helps grind up the spices. So you've got a tablespoon of the pepper. And you're going to have a tablespoon of dried basil. Is that right? I'm just going to check here. Yes, a tablespoon of dried basil. And then you're going to have 3 tablespoons of parsley flakes. And I am going to post a written version of these recipes online. I'm just not sure where yet, but if you'll keep watching just below this recipe, I'll give you the website address so you can go see the written version. And then we have some dried thyme, and we're going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon. So we're going to add a half and just a little more. And now we're going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of celery salt. I found a recipe and it actually called for 2 tablespoons of salt, but we are just going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and I think you'll find that it's more than enough salt, and you won't miss the sugar that's in the store-bought version at all. So now what we're going to do is just take our fingers and crush it up, and I really do think it makes a difference. My friend said it would really bring the flavor out, and the pepper and the salt help to crush up the dried herbs. You can really smell the aroma from these dried herbs as you're crushing them. And then once you have that all crushed up, we're just going to add it to our jar. This is my jar where I keep the bulk dressing. Like I said, I make enough so that we have enough for 16 bottles of dressing. So there's your dressing. I put it in an airtight canning jar, and I'm all ready to go when I'm ready to make my salad dressing. So I'm going to make up one container so I can tell you what I do with this now. So first, it's hard to find the old Good Seasons bottles, but sometimes you can find them at a thrift store. So I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of, we like cider vinegar in our salad dressing. I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of cider vinegar. And then today I'm going to add just a dash of lemon juice. We like a little lemon. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of my salad dressing mix to that bottle. Smells wonderful. We're going to shake this up and just let it sit here for 15 minutes before I add the oil. I want everything to really be broken down in that vinegar. So now that your dressing's been sitting here for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm now going to add 2/3 of a cup of olive oil. So that was 1/3 of a cup of vinegar, a dash of lemon juice, and 2/3 of a cup of good olive oil. And there you have your dressing. You're ready to go at a fraction of the cost with no sugar, and reduced sodium.